So I'm going to be doing a health and safety and environment test for managers and professionals, and we'll do the SMART practice. So question 1 of 20. So which of the following is the main duty of an employer under Regulation 4 of the Confined Spaces Regulations 1997? 1. Testing the atmosphere or sampling the contents of a confined space from outside using appropriate long tools and probes. Modifying the confined space itself to avoid the need for entry or to enable the work to be undertaken from outside the space. Considering what measures can be taken to enable the work to be carried out without the need to enter the confined space, and using remote and visual inspection to carry out examinations, but only if this will provide the same results and safeguards as entry would. I think 2 and 3 are very similar, but I think I'm going to go with this one. I'll see what the score is. Yeah, well done, you answered it correctly. Got question 2 of 20. To be able to use a scissor lift, which one of the following must the operative do before they can operate it? Receive formal training from a recognised training body. Receive familiarisation training sessions from a site manager. Download and read the manufacturer's instructions, and download and use a computer simulator app for scissor lifts. I imagine that it's going to be receive formal training from a recognised training body. Yep, you've answered it correctly. Question 3 of 20. Which one of the following is a symptom of hand-arm vibration syndrome? Increased level of dry skin between fingers, no movement in the wrists, loss of strength in the hands, continuing blistering on the hands and arms. I'll go with loss of strength in the hands. Well done, you've answered it correctly. Work is being carried out on a highway used by horse riders. What additional precautions must be considered? Selecting dull coloured clothing that will not frighten the horses. Installing signs at high enough level to be seen on horseback. Completing the works during the hours of darkness. Suspending all operations when horses are passing by. I think that one is the most realistic one. Let's go with that. Yes, well done, you've answered it correctly. Question 5 of 20. So which one of the following principles does not need to be applied by all designers and contractors when conducting their duties in line with the Construction Design and Management Regulations 2015? Giving collective protective measures priority, providing relevant instructions to employees, tackling foreseeable risks and at source, and developing an individual prevention policy. So does not need to be applied. I think all those are correct, so I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that one. When conducting a first aid needs assessment on site, which one of the following is the main consideration? If there are workers arriving on site in their own transport, if there is a regular supply of boiling water available on site, if there are inexperienced workers on site, if there is a pharmacy close to the site. Out of all those, I think if there's inexperienced workers on site, yep, that's the one. Question 7 of 20. To reduce the risk from frequent and heavy lifting of sheet materials, which one of the following aids can be used? Key truck, roll cage, lift truck, tub hoist. I'll try lift truck. Yep, that's the one. Question 8. During the design phase of a large construction project, who should contact the fire and rescue service and why? The client to continually provide online updates as the project begins and continues. The appointed person after the fire risk assessment has been completed and signed off. The principal contractor after work has started due to there being no risk beforehand. and the principal designer to let them know about access requirements and arrangements. Not sure about this one, but we'll go with the appointed person. Ooh, got it wrong. So the principal designer to let them know about access requirements and arrangements. Question 9 of 20. Which two of the following are key considerations for lone workers? Putting appropriate emergency contact arrangements in place in case of an incident, giving training on the completion of the dynamic or point of work risk assessment, issuing risk assessments and safety briefings to the workers in a site-safe pack, amending the updating risk assessment for a specific location or task, giving training on updating generic method statements if any changes are identified. Which two are following key considerations? So put in that one. And probably that one. Ooh, got it wrong. So the correct answers are putting appropriate emergency contact arrangements in place in case of an incident and giving training on the completion of the dynamic or point of work risk assessment. Interesting. Question 10. Cement, mortar and concrete based materials are hazardous to health as they can cause skin burns and dermatitis, dizziness and headaches, so skin sores and abrasions, muscle aches and spasms. I think it might be that one. Yep. Question 11. During the end of shift safety check, an excavator has been found parked with the keys still in the ignition. What is the main risk of this? The machine's arm could be disabled, or the machine's alarm even could be disabled. It could encourage unauthorised use. The machine's battery could be drained. It could have its steering column locked. It could encourage unauthorised use. Yep. Question 12 of 20. When a structure needs to be demolished, what must be done first before work starts? The exact location must be found and logged using mapping software in case of an emergency. The quantity and type of debris materials must be estimated to allow for the purchase of suitable skips. It must be assessed to calculate how many competent people will be needed to complete the task. It must be planned around to prevent danger or reduce risks to as low as reasonably practicable. I think it must be that one. Yes, that's the one. Question 13. A construction company disposing of waste electrical and electronic equipment must ensure that it is mixed with other hazardous waste, disposed of separately, marked for incineration, and disposed of in scrap metal skips. Disposed of separately. Yeah. Question 14. Which one of the following would not be stated on an electrical permit to work? A list of all the connecting cables, outsourcing power from other areas. The nature of the work to be carried out and presence of other hazards. An exact list and locations of the equipment that has been made dead. Additional precautions to be taken during the course of the work. So which one of the following would not be stated on the electrical permit? A list of all the connecting cables, outsourcing power from other areas. Go with that one. Yeah, that's the one. Question 15. Which of the following would be classed as a competent person to assess the ground placement of a crane or mobile lifting equipment? Site engineer, crane operator, lift supervisor, lift planner. Well, this should be planned before the crane comes, so I would say lift planner. Yes. Question 16. It is important to ensure that the appropriate respiratory equipment and dust suppression tools are used when cutting cement blocks on site to reduce the noise exposure for the worker and surrounding people, ensure that the employer meets their health and safety targets, reduce the chance of the worker developing silicosis, ensuring that the employee does not contract lead poisoning from the dust. So we'll go with that one. So question 17, when implementing a substance misuse policy, an essential component in ensuring that it will be successful is arranging random testing for all subcontractors on site, educating all levels of management, employees and their representatives, requiring an increase in the number of mental health aiders, first aiders, getting all supply chain companies to agree with and comment to the policy. So when implementing a substance abuse policy, it's an essential component in ensuring that it will be successful is maybe educating all levels of management, employees and their representatives. Not 100% sure, but I've got it right. Question 18 of 20. Human error and behaviours impact on the health and safety. And one factor is the personal attitudes and habits of the individual. Which of these is not an individual factor? Leadership, skills, personality and competence. I'll go with leadership, skills and competence. I'll go with personality. Oh, got it wrong. Leadership. Human errors. Leadership is the correct answer. Question 19. It's important for an operative to wear suitable eye protection whilst working with irritant materials to ensure compliance with company eyewear policy. There is an effective seal around the eye area, clear visibility at all times, and what the eyes do not become dry, that the eyes do not become dry. I'll go with there is effective seal. Ooh, got that one right. Last one, question 20 of 20. So restrictions would not have to be placed on traffic movement to and from a site when it is located close to a field, hospital, road or school. So restrictions would not have to be placed on traffic movements to and from a site when it is located close to a, I'd say, field. Yes, got that one right. So what do we get all together? 17 out of 20, 85%. So how many of those did you get?